GTA 6 pre-orders go live tomorrow. Actually, it's like tonight, apparently at midnight. So I guess there's kind of midnight release, but not the one that I was looking for, specifically because this GTA 6 release is looking kind of rough when it comes to the physical game market because there's not really going to be a physical or a traditional, I should say, physical version of the game when it releases in November. We got that alongside of a slew of other details, which we'll really get into tomorrow morning in Newswave, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. But there is one specific part I wanted to hone in on here because while we are seeing a push to digital, this is something that I think could really work to push things over the edge for the rest of the people trying to hold on because it is such a massive release. But we'll go over that here today. So if you guys enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Now, this is over on Rockstar's website. This just has the pre-order announcement again for Grand Theft Auto 6 on June 25th, midnight local time. So you can just start, I guess, pre-ordering on the PlayStation Store or the Xbox storefront if you want to get that all done. They have a few bonuses. I think like GTA Plus for a month is going to come with it if you pre-order it. So there you go on that one. But if you scroll down a bit here, we do have them saying GTA 6 is a single player experience coming November 19th to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. All right. So people are still questioning about the multiplayer. I think that's something that will come later, at least I'd say at least a month. So I'm kind of wondering if they were going to launch GTA 6 online in January or something, because a month later, are they going to launch GTA online in, I don't know, the week of Christmas? I guess they could. I mean, there's not much stopping them. It's just an online game, so it's not like they have to distribute more in terms of storefronts or anything. They could launch it on Christmas Day for all they care, right? But here's the thing that I saw and I went, oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, they say players who pre-order digital versions of Grand Theft Auto 6 will be able to begin preloading on November 12th to ensure they are able to play at launch on November 19th. The physical version of Grand Theft Auto 6 containing a download code inside the box will be available starting November 12th to support preloading. So there is no disc-based version of the game, at least on November 12th and leading into November 19th. There's still questions about could they follow up, maybe going into December or even starting out 2027 with a disc-based version of GTA 6. It is possible. They have reissued different releases of a bunch of different games in the past, that being Rockstar and Take-Two. But at least for now, for the launch of GTA 6, it does appear that they will be going the way of the code in a box. So really, this is just a digital release. At least that's the way I'm seeing it. It's like, okay, well, there's no physical copy to buy. I guess that's just kind of it. I don't personally, for me, going out and getting it as a code in the box doesn't make a lot of sense. But this comes back to the idea of having a retail presence without having to issue a disc that could indeed leak out early. And I think that is part of it here with Rockstar and Take-Two. They're pretty serious about this game, as they should be. It's not a cheap game. It's north of $1 billion is the word for the cost. Very well could be approaching 2 billion when they get all the marketing and anything else added into that. So they don't want to deal with the game leaking out early through distribution, as this is probably the prime target for this game getting out there early on disc and then loading it up and just posting all kinds of stuff ahead of time. They're also very litigious, so in a way it might save them money as well, from the point of, oh, we don't have to spin up the lawyers to then go after anyone who happens to get like early access to the thing or figure out how it leaked. And so that is part of it for this. But also I kind of think that Take-Two is realizing that we are in a primarily digital era. When they look at the digital to physical split on PlayStation, it's like 85% digital, 15% physical, just based on some of the reports coming out of Sony for, I think, their most recent Q4 with their fiscal report. So if you're seeing that as well, it's like, okay, is this something that even makes sense to this degree to rush out a physical copy because that's where the action is? It's like, no, back when GTA 5 released, it certainly was, but times have changed significantly. It's just much, much different now. And the unfortunate part for me personally is that there's not going to be a midnight release. I mean, I guess they're kind of maybe will there be? Because the midnight release then would happen going into November 12th because that's when this code in a box is going to start showing up on store shelves. All right, so maybe that's when they do it. And I don't know, I guess you could have a map inside of the case. I will say that'll probably be something people will at least be interested in the unboxing, even though there is no Blu-ray disc in there or Blu-ray discs, because Red Dead Redemption 2 for even like the PlayStation 4, 2 discs came in that, 2 Blu-rays. And that was just because it was too big to fit on a single Blu-ray for the PlayStation 4 or even the Xbox One, same deal there. So I don't even think it has to do with them saying, "Oh, it's larger than 100 gigabytes, so we need 2 Blu-rays." I mean, I think they would do that, and I think they still could, again, in the future. It's more about avoiding any potential leaks that get out there, but still having at least a retail presence, and that's really what it comes down to. Can you still have a retail presence with a digital code? And the answer is just yes, you can. So people can go into the store, they can buy this for the holiday season. And let's face it, this is going to be the biggest release, the biggest seller over the holidays. And I don't think a code in the box is going to deter any of that. The game's also $80 starting at base. And trust me, there's some stuff we'll get into tomorrow in Newswave. The game really, to me, looking at it, if you want everything like content wise, it is $100, right? But they have it coming out at 80. It's a code in the box, and it's very unfortunate just because I think this would have been an awesome midnight release. We don't get many of these coming, or like these games don't come around very often. And as I mentioned, I was talking to Ryan on Click R3 about the idea of, oh, this might be a candidate for a big midnight release. And this just basically dumped cold water on the whole thing. Now, if you're already primarily a digital first buyer when it comes to games, you probably don't care about any of this, clearly. But there are some storefronts, even right now, online retailers who are kind of pushing back on this. So I noticed, for example, VGP or Video Games Plus says, as gamers and retailers recognize that Grand Theft Auto 6 is poised to be one of the biggest entertainment launches in history. The excitement surrounding this release is unprecedented, and we understand why so many customers are eagerly anticipating its arrival. Based on the information currently available, the physical release of Grand Theft Auto 6 on PS5, Xbox Series is expected to be a code in the box. As a result, VGP will not be offering it for sale under our current company policy. We also have Lootbox Gaming says we're closely following GTA 6 physical release situation over the next 24 hours. We've yet to receive full details on our end, but assuming information about it being a code in the box is true, we will not be supporting the release of GTA 6. I do think it's kind of interesting for retailers to take this stance. And this isn't like your, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, GameStop, anything like that. But these are still retailers who will move, some number of copies. But for something like this, where there is no disc, it's just the code in the box. Again, it feels very deflating for retail. But I mean, you're still just selling a sealed plastic box that just has, instead of a disc, it has a code. So I mean, I guess there wouldn't be any used copies. So if you want to do trade-ins on them, that's not a thing. I will say back when in the old days now, when we'd run video game stores, it was really annoying seeing digital pick up because we knew it was only a matter of time before it completely overtook physical. And to be honest, like most smaller mom and pop retail stores trying to compete on the front lines of brand new games. At that time, PS4 and Xbox One, their days were numbered, right? So when you see something like this where there is no trade-in potential, yeah, I would have been like, is there a point in selling this? I also would have asked, is there a point in selling something like the Xbox Series S? And there isn't, so we probably wouldn't have sold any of these all digital systems. But I think it's interesting that even some of these online retailers are going, you know what, that's a bridge too far. We were hoping to see like an actual physical release. So we're not really going to go forward with this one. And I mentioned this as the potential to further accelerate just the digital era. I mean, it's already kind of here. And I looked at Nintendo and they're doing cheaper digital games versus physical. You see this to where I still think the biggest release in gaming history, at least at launch in November, is going to be fully digital. Yes, you can say, hey, they bought the box over retail, but it's still just getting added into their digital library. There's gonna be no used or secondhand market for this game. Yeah, it's gonna get people once again kind of used to the idea of just buying digitally and having it in their digital library. So this might be, I don't want to say the nail in the coffin for physical games. So I think we're almost there anyway. But like I'd be shocked if we really had an option for a physical drive with the PlayStation 6 and with the next or the Project Heal Xbox Helix. And even Nintendo, I wouldn't be shocked if they start exploring a digital only Switch 2 system, mostly because then they can subsidize the system further, knowing that you're only going to be buying from their digital storefront and would have no option to go to retail for even those game key cards. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below in the comments. Were you surprised to see Grand Theft Auto 6 show up? $80, okay, but a code in the box. No Blu-ray disc at all. That one, I'll admit, surprised me more than the whole pricing thing. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.